Hello, EEARTS family. He did it again.
I love doing that. I make like I'm going to say it, and then I just stick the mic in her face, and she's like, ah. So, it's been a big year for disclosure. It really, really has. I mean, we've made more progress in disclosing the reality that we're not alone, and that there's been, alien, ET, interdimensional, extraterrestrial influence in this world. Probably for a very, very long time. Maybe hundreds of thousands of years, maybe millions of years.
I definitely feel like it's in the millions of years. It feels very ancient, like things have been known for so long.
Yeah, so this is out of the Gazette, and this is actually in the kids section. Are aliens real? A lot of evidence has come out this year. It sure has. As well as changing science. For instance, the disclosures of water on Mars and even the potential life on Venus.
I think for me, the biggest thing that I take note of is all the changing science.
Tons. Everything's getting rewritten. UFO sightings surged in 2020. Will we make first contact before New Year's Eve?
I think maybe.
I think first contacts happened a long time ago. Yeah. And, in reality, the Sumerian legends, they say the Anunnaki created us out of whatever was here. And again, people think it might be Homo erectus or Homo habilis, and tweaked it and created Homo sapiens sapiens. Perhaps not. That's not exactly the truth, but it's certainly interesting. And so MUFON says that UFO sightings have gone up considerably in 2020. But why has this occurred? Well, is it just a sign of the times?
Well, I think there's a lot of technology out there, and I think there's a lot of ways for people to see these things in the sky now.
And, they're starting to let us know, as far as the powers that be. I think maybe it's inevitable because, as we were saying before, who's to say if there isn't some peace agreements, treaties, things like that on a galactic level that are either, coming to an end or new ones being signed.
I know I was feeling that a couple of weeks ago, that there were new treaties coming in, old treaties going out, and I do have to sit and meditate on that more to get more detail.
I remember you said that. I'm not sure if we shared that in a previous, I guess we didn't share it in a video yet. With us, like, so many things happen every day. It really, really is. Every day there's some new interaction, and multiple times a day is not abnormal. Just now we got done doing another meditation session, like our second of the day, for probably an hour, a little over an hour. And, then when we open up our eyes and we look outside, we see a huge triangle. And, there was what looked to be another ship directly overhead.
And this happens quite often, and I think other people are catching on too.
Yeah, and she did make contact with the Pleiadians in the meditation, and they told her that they were right overhead. And lo and behold, we look out there, and what's that?
It does happen a lot.
It does. Stephen Greer talks about contacting, sending out the thought to the ETs that you want to make contact, and you're ready and willing to make contact, and often there'll be a sign out there.
I think that's really important, is sending out the information, but also being an open channel to receive information.
Yeah, our good friend Dr. Joe Mara spent some memorable time up at the ESETI Ranch, and he had some wild experiences. And we've had Dr. Joe on, I think, like 3 or 4 times. And as I said, very memorable experiences that really kind of blew his mind.
Well, yeah, things that there's no way to dismiss.
Exactly. And things are leaking out left and right. So this is from the debrief. Leaked photo shows purported aerial phenomena, to say the least. And this is an unclassified photo now. So, again, they're unclassifying a lot more right now. That has said to have been widely distributed in the intelligence community, which purportedly shows what the DOD, the Department of Defense, has characterized as a UAP. Instead of UFOs, we get UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. And so on Wednesday, the debrief reported on 2 classified intelligence reports issued by the Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. So in case you guys didn't see that, there's a new task force out there. There is. We have Space Force, and now we have a task force to find out what is going on out there. And when we look at like this photo, this is pretty interesting. Let me just show you. That's an interesting object.
Yes, on this one I did get like an alien drone of sorts, something that's taking a look at things around on the ground.
So, it can be difficult to make out the details. The image appears to depict an inverted bell-shaped object which is not readily identifiable, when you look at it. Now, this is taken from way up in the air, too. As you can see, the original photo here, I don't know what they were at, like 40,000 feet, or I think there was another one. I'll give you the link that talked about what altitude it was taken of, by a pilot. So this thing is way up there. This is not a kid's balloon. It's not anything like that floating around that high up there.
No, to me it's something that's alien that's being used like remotely though.
So interesting. It has strange ridges and protrusions. Almost looks like 2 horns there. And I can imagine, oh gosh, it looks like one of the cartoons, like a character's head from a cartoon that my son used to watch.
Sonic?
Something like Sonic the Hedgehog, right? It kind of does look like that, like the head of a cartoon character. And they say it has at least some resemblance to a GPS dropsonde, an atmospheric profiling device designed to be dropped from aircraft. However, notably absent in the pilot's photo is the GPS receiver, which trails below its square cone parachute. Yeah, it's not that. No, that's the same old Chinese lantern.
Yeah.
And stuff coming out of Uranus.
Yes, and noticeably absent.
That is not that. So this is a really, really curious one, and this got me thinking about the Black Knight satellite, which I've done a couple videos on, but those were probably from 2 years ago. So this is something that they say might be 13,000 years old. Interestingly enough, that would be like right at about the cataclysm of the Younger Dryas period, or a little bit before that. So maybe some ETs put it there to witness what was coming.
I do feel that. I feel this is a very ancient thing. It's been here for a very long time, and it's just fascinating.
So for decades, a diverse array of conspiracy theories have fueled the idea of a spacecraft of extraterrestrial origin in a near-polar orbit above the Earth, dubbed the Black Knight satellite. So when you look at it up close, that is a weird-shaped object.
It sure is. It reminds me of something off of that movie. I don't know if you ever saw, was it Cherry 2000 or something like that, or Mad Max?
Mad Max, I remember. I don't remember the other one. But yeah, it's a pretty wild looking object. And then a couple of years back, I think it was that this came out. Let's see when this was. No, this is back, November 2017. So I did this when the channel was still a baby, basically, the original channel, Evolutionary. And there was a white knight satellite that got spotted, basically in high Earth orbit. So, what is this? Are these drones? Are these something that the Draco are utilizing, the Greys, the Pleiadians, good guys, bad guys?
Yeah, this one didn't give me the willies like the Black Knight satellite. This one actually feels Pleiadian, like they are using it to monitor Earth.
Wow. Yeah, there is so much that's been coming out as we see here. Closer picture. Mm-hmm. Interesting shape. Again, I don't think it's anything that we would see coming out of our technology shape-wise.
No, I don't feel it's ours at all.
And then we have confirmed Navy's previously unreported 2019 triangle UFO incident. And we saw the big triangle tonight out there too. And the triangles, I think, are usually TR-3Bs or something of the sort. I think, obviously the stealth bomber shaped like a triangle. I tend to think a lot of the triangles are either ours or they're probably, you know, they're basically things that we have gotten technology from the Greys and the Draco.
Yeah, I feel that too.
So, of course, we had the famous Tic Tac episode, and then we had the Cube one that was seen. It's just been one after another, guys. You know, as the Pentagon, we talked about the declassified Navy UFO videos. So you got to get ready. You got to get ready. And as we said, Cindy got that ships have landed, and it was reptilian. And we also got that Oumuamua was probably a scout ship for the reptilians. She could actually see the beings on there.
That was really creepy. The way they looked, the way their energy, the way they carried themselves. I mean, these are not nice beings. They are here to cause a lot of chaos.
And the ships that had landed, you said hundreds were here. Hundreds. There's hundreds here, mostly in the United States.
Mostly in the United States, yeah.
And it's all about the chaos that is being set up. You know, we know the stage is set now. The stage is set. We talked about November 30th, you know, being with the eclipse and everything, the energies and things starting to change, more evidence coming out, things being uncovered. It's coming out in droves now, And so, you know, what they're here for is to basically sow the seeds of chaos.
Well, they are, and what these beings specialize in is possession, mind control, so they can control the human population, and they're here to do that.
You know, have you guys seen, I think it's on Amazon Prime Video, there's a series out now, War of the Worlds, it's a remake, and in it, you know, there's some really, well, you know, there's like a massive EMP type event that basically kills everybody that's exposed to it. You have to get into the ground, under the earth, in something, you know, like a tank, a sealed container, to survive the initial blast. And then they send these really just like the DARPA robotic dog drones out after people. And when they happen to kill one or you know, stop it, and they open it up, it actually has organic material on the inside, like a neocortex. So it has a rudimentary brainstem. And then they're also abducting people, babies, and taking babies out of pregnant people's stomachs for what? Well, to use as, you know, merging them with the machines, and just using the rudimentary parts of the brain to you know, give them the mobility and be able to follow just basic orders. You know, no frontal neocortex there to have processed thoughts and advanced thinking. And, you know, again, that got me thinking about, wow, this is, again, you know, talking about the whole Borg thing, the merger with AI. And, you know, it's just like it's been right in our faces. And maybe in some of these writers, their subconscious is picking up on what is around us and what is starting to take hold.
Oh, definitely. I think they can pick up a lot of stuff, these writers and storytellers. And then sometimes I feel people might get passes to underneath the Vatican, where they have more history.
Oh, that's another interesting subject. Yeah. So, guys, as always, thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Stay prepared out there. As always, God bless and namaste.
Namaste.